There we are, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Winners. With me is Twidnotes edition number 14 of the SC2 MENA Cup, and we have a whole new look to everything.
That's right, winners. We have the beautiful new logo, courtesy of our good friend Ahmed, I
S-
believe.
yes, Sleem.
Sleem. Okay, so big thanks to him. The logo really is beautiful
Thank
and
you.
quite a step up from what we had before.
Thank you.
So make sure if you know him, if you're in touch with him, a nice pat on the back
Yep,
to make him know that we appreciate the job well done.
that's right.
And so we have 16 players, is it today?
16 plays, that's right. And just coming back to Sleem, he has a website, ahmedsleem.com. Check out his work. If you're down with him and you like his style, well, why don't you give him a holla, and then he will lose your cash for you in exchange for wonderful work.
That's right. That's right. So looks like we won't have any buys, anyone going into the second round directly. We're gonna have first round matches for everyone, which
Mm-hmm.
is great to see, as everyone gets a fair chance this time around.
I sure hope
Uh,
so.
we do have our returning winner from last week, Magic Zerg,
That's right. The cigarette
and
smoking Zerg from
that's right,
Morocco.
that's right. We also have a lot of familiar faces. Kiari's back, Dan, and Prodigy's finally back into the cup. We have he's disappeared for a while, so it's good to see him come back.
That's right.
Stim, as always, is here. So is Van Mezian, representing Team BTK.
Okay.
A few new faces, I think, as well. So, yeah, let's get the
Yep.
show on the road.
Yep, so we're gonna wait for an invite. Magic Zerg versus Nesquik is one of the matches, but we will start off with Prodigy. Yes, Prodigy versus STEM. Oh dear God,
Oh,
this will be
wow.
a tale of many stories because we have, well, a million things. Well, I at least have a million things to say about this
But
particular
it's good
matchup.
to see we're going to start off the tournament with a very strong match. Both players, of course,
Mm-hmm.
are some of the best in the region. Prodigy, I think one of the few Protoss players this week, and
That's
I
right.
think remaining in the whole MENA Cup.
Yep.
Stim, of course, has always been performing very well, and I think our last man standing in the UAE team.
Yeah,
And I'm
let's
sure
not
you
talk
will
about
get
that.
into that
Yes,
later.
sure. So yeah, today we shall start off the map pool with Shakura's Plateau. We have, well, our map pool is the same as the ladder, plus one GSL map, or one GSL map which is not part of the map pool, if you get my drift, which is dual sites. As we wait for Stim to get ready, and I'm really liking our new the look to everything. It looks nice. It looks way more professional. We have the new logo, nice blue touch. We have the Arabian horse of strength, agility, passion, and all the other wonderful adjectives that I cannot think of. Thanks for the help there. You just let me drop the ball.
I gave it to you, man. I thought you had that line all prepared and set up to say, but you let me down as well. In any case, like you said, the logo does look beautiful. Everything looks nice,
Mm-hmm.
clean, sharp, and shiny, which I like.
Yep. So we're just waiting here. I'm gonna ask Ralphie to get out because sometimes we do get lag issues here.
And we'd of course much prefer it if he checks
Watch
out
the
the match on the
stream,
stream. I mean, yeah,
please.
why not?
Why not? So again, my name is Winners. With me is Twidno. We do all the StarCraft 2 casting here in the region, that is the Middle East and North Africa. I'm in Dubai. Twidno is in the capital of the UAE. He's in Abu Dhabi, and it seems like we're getting this match underway.
That's right. Both players are loading up now. It is Shekras Plateau, as you mentioned earlier, the first map of this week's Cups map pool.
Mm-hmm.
And Shekras Plateau, one of the old classics, and always brings entertaining games. Any case, let's get started. In the bottom right corner of the screen, it is the purple Terran Stim, and on the top left corner, it is the blue Protoss Prodigy, a player who's been kind of absent from the last few cups, even though he was a regular.
Yeah, I think he was busy with university. He had a few projects to take care of and such. But he is back, and well, I don't know how long he's been playing. He's also moved house, so congrats to him. Unfortunately, he does have the same internet and all. But yes, this is a match between two titans of the United Arab Emirates. Stem, as you mentioned, he's the last remaining player on the roster of the UAE national team. Unfortunately, I had to take measures to retire the team from the ESL Country Championship, much to my sadness and the community's. But frankly, we did not have the players. Some players retired, some players moved on, and some players just, well, they were caught in the vortex and never emerged. So here we are, PVT, Shakira's Plateau.
And already we see a very strange choice by Stim. He's looks like he decided to wall in. He wants to completely deny the scout for Prodigy, and looks like he might get it on time.
Yep.
Yes, he does. So Prodigy is definitely not going to be happy with that, as that first scout is very important for the Protoss. You get to see if the Terran takes his gas or not. It gives you a pretty clear picture of what the Terran's going to do. It's going to be a fast expand. Is it going to be early aggression? But already we see him dropping the ball as
He
he
loses the
did his
SCV.
SCV, which was building supply depot. So already a nice little win for Prodigy. And bravely enough, he is going for Nexus first winners, something I do not see very often on this map, in this matchup specifically.
Okay.
Prodigy, I guess, feeling very confident, especially after that initial SCV kill.
Well, that's right, but let me look at it from Prodigy's point of view. He's seen a wall in. Wall in means that you're gonna hide something. You might want to tech and such, but so he's expecting a one base timing. He's not expecting a rush. He saw the racks, he saw the wall in, so he's not gonna be thinking, oh my god, two racks is out in the middle of the map or hidden starport or such. So, but as we see here, Stim taking no gas. So
Sim, no gas. Yeah,
so
it's a one racks expo.
correct.
A little bit slower than the Nexus first coming in from Prodigy, but now that Prodigy's seen it, I don't know how he's going to react. Ideally, in this situation, I mean, personally, what I would do is drop down two more racks and try to go for some aggression, as you know that the Protoss won't have that many units when you come for your aggression. But looks like Stim is no, doesn't look like he's gonna pressure. He hasn't built any more racks, and he's just happy with his one racks expand. He does have a few Marines out, maybe just pushing in a bit, trying to pick off a few probes, but nothing too severe. And look at this winner, is a third command center coming down for Stim, so he's definitely going for that economy game, and I don't know. I've never seen anyone do it this way, and I'm really excited to see how it turns out for Stim.
Yeah, unfortunately, one second, I just got a kind of blank screen. Never mind. Sorry,
All right,
everyone. It
back.
was me. I
Okay.
lagged. I lagged. I lagged. Sorry
So
about.
anyway, back to what I was saying. A very fast third. Gonna come up by from Stim. He might not just decide to move the third command center out just yet. He might just be using it to pump out more SCVs and drop down more mules. Just get that economic advantage for the time being. And he is finally taking his first gas, so we might see him try to get out some marauders and possibly go for some aggression. Maybe not something game-ending, but just something to keep the Protoss on his toes.
Yeah, so Stim, he's one very active player. He's a UAE national, but he plays on NA, EU, and Southeast Asia. So he has accounts everywhere in the region, and he is very busy. And he is, I believe, masters in all of them. Well, that ain't too hard on NA, mind the pun, but on EU, well, that's a bit more difficult, but I'm not sure how it is in Southeast Asia. But I like the way he plays them. He has pretty solid play, nothing too fancy, nothing like exothermic or such. And he likes his build, and let's see how this initial push here is going to work. One bunker is there, that should be enough. 5 Marines, Zealots are a bit late, so Stem not going to do too much, and Prodigy, I don't think that he's expecting a third command center at this point. Let's see what he's up to. Well, 3-gate Robo, what do you know?
Yeah, 3-gate Robo coming in from Prodigy. This is ideally a very safe build if you go for your Nexus after building the structures. But of course, as we saw earlier, he did go for a Nexus first, and since Stim did not decide, to go for any aggression or to try and put some pressure, looks like it was a good idea for Prodigy, as we see him now dropping down dropping down 2 forges. So he's definitely looking to get those upgrades up nice and fast. In the meantime, as I predicted earlier, Stim is still using that third command center to pump out more STVs and drop down more fuels. Hasn't decided to move it out just yet. Factory now complete, so we'll most likely see a starport being built to start pumping out those medivacs. And things are looking fairly quiet for the time being. I do see a robotics bay coming out for Prodigy, so looks like Colossus will be his tech of choice. And I think he should be considering a third base sometime soon, as Stim looks like he will have his third up and running before Prodigy, even though Prodigy got his expansion first.
Yeah, I like the way that Prodigy is very active on the map. He holds both Zanaga watchtowers. He has a Zealot up at the third, the Observer coming into the main, and will spot the third command center here. Medevacs are gonna be pumped out here 2 at a time, and let's see how Stem is going to react. Though I would expect both players to macro up just a little bit more, get a few additional gateways and Raxes, and behold, that's exactly what is happening here. As we see thermal lands being upgraded, as well as attack level 1 and armor level 1.
That's right, Prodigy is going for the double upgrades, and looks like he will be ahead on upgrades for the time being. The Bioforce for Stim is still at 0-0. He is researching +1, and he will have Stim fairly soon. And I mean, I'm not sure. Do you think Stim might go for some kind of timing as he decides to take the third?
Well, I think at one point you do need to make a move against the Protoss. You cannot let him do whatever he wants to do. That would be mere suicide. So yes, I do not know what Stem is going to do, but I'm positive that he is going to try and make something happen. I don't think it's going to be now. He doesn't have enough forces out there just yet, but maybe he's going to put on a bit of pressure, force a few more units, and be cute about what he does. He wants to exert a bit of pressure on the map. He wants to intimidate his opponent, maybe go for a drop, some simultaneous dropping, as he's now picking off a few units here. Very cute indeed. A force stem as well. So very
supply count does look, I mean, slightly in favor of Prodigy here. Not much of a difference. As I say that, he does decide to warp it a few more units. Charges being researched, definite must for any Protoss in this matchup. And like you said, winners, Stim did need to go out, to try and make his, his presence felt in the map, just to get some map awareness, see what's happening. He also, I think, got to know that Prodigy has indeed taken his third. And as Stim takes his fourth, I think it's just going to be a time of, it's just going to be a game of, where both players just try to accumulate as many units as possible, try to get their upgrades to the highest level possible, and then just go for one final push about, 20 minutes or so into the game.
That's right. So Stem is already pumping out Vikings 2 at a time. He's got 2 out there. He has seen the Colossus most probably, and he wants to be prepared just in case. Well, he needs to be. There is no just in case, because he has already seen the Colossi. Definitely now with that scan. So he needs the Vikings out. But the trick is here, you need to... Oh no, this is a bad engagement here for Stem. He's going to lose a lot of units. He could have picked up a few, but that was definitely in favor of the Protoss. And, well, Prodigy, is he going to decide to engage? Not quite yet, but the Observer is sticking with the Terran here. Very strange that Stim has not scanned to get rid of it.
That's right. Very strange decision for Stim, like you said earlier, to go for that push. I mean, uh, although he doesn't have an observer following around Prodigy's army, but he did have an idea of what the unit composition was. And with not enough Vikings, it's really very difficult to engage a Protoss with that many force fields, and even 2 or 3 Colossi is more than enough to do a lot of damage to this Bioforce. And uh, it's good to see that Sim is finally researching, the level 1 upgrade for his Vikings. I do believe he's still behind in his general upgrades for his units, as he is still on 1-0 compared to Prodigy's 2-2 already.
Yeah, that's right. So the Protoss is up in supply. He's up in bases as he's getting a fourth already. It's about 80% done, as there might be a small engagement here in the middle of the map, but Stem should not engage this. He does not have the forces. Charge has completed. Blink on the way as well, but enough about that. Let's see how these guys are going to engage. So coming back to the Medivacs and Vikings, if Prodigy manages to get rid of the Medivacs with his Blink Stalkers, he's going to force the production of Vikings or Medivacs, and you need to find the right balance. Obviously, every time you stim without Medivacs, you damage your units, and in the long term, that is committing suicide. But you don't want to overdo Vikings either, because then, at one point, Colossi production is going to stop, and then you have 15, 16 Vikings, which are not going to be any use whatsoever.
That's right, winners. We see a lot of Terrans struggle in that aspect. They don't know when to stop Viking production, as you're always worried that if you're not sure if the Protoss continues to produce Colossi, then you need to continue producing Vikings. But once the Protoss go for that tech switch and go for the Templar, then those Vikings really aren't of much use. And although Prodigy is losing some probes here, I really like that he has his units on hold position, as to not lose all of them, but still a very nice attack by.
But look at the fake out here.
Stem. Yeah, very nice by Stem, and he does snipe out one of the bases. So very well played by him. Very strategic, high level play. Unfortunately for Prodigy, he decided to move back his entire force to deal with that small Hellion run by, and as a result has suffered the loss of a very important mining base.
But let's see how. Oh, another Stemian. Look at all these Marines and Marauders. They're all in the red. These Medivacs need to work overtime here, as Stem has hidden his fourth kind of here and is now moving it up. Gas Guys is already in position, and Prodigy, he needs to make something happen. Both players nearing 2-2 here. Hellions are being produced now. Thors as well here. I like that, mixing in a few Thors to tank damage. And just to get out there, as we see Vikings making a few moves here on the Colossi. And
nice positioning,
nice
but a very nice storm takes out all the Vikings, and these Colossi now reign supreme, winners. And Stim's can't engage now. He needs the Vikings to take out the Colossi, but he just does not have enough. He split his army really well to dodge the storms, but I think Prodigy just has too much, and Stim is forced to GG.
Wow, not a bad game at all for the first game of the day. I'm impressed, and let's see if Stem can come back. But wow, that was beautiful there.
Right, winners. Essentially, it came down to that very last engagement. Stem although Stem, I liked his build order. I liked the way that he had 3 command centers up and running before he took the third base, just pumping those SCVs and dropping down those mules. But unfortunately, he wasn't really able to harass the Protoss, and we all know what happens when you leave the Protoss to be. He does get up to that 200 supply with Colossi, Templars, and anything else you can imagine. And I guess Stem, he was just down on upgrades, down on supply, and just did not have the right unit composition to deal with what came his way.
Sure. I completely agree, and unfortunately he stemmed his units too much. Stem did well. Okay, great. Zivu there for that comment. He made my day. Going back to Stem, he stemmed his units too much. All of his units were in the red, in the orange, in the yellow once he engaged, and that makes it very difficult here.
Yes, and like you said, back to that the Viking discussion we had. He simply didn't have enough Vikings to deal with that large
Yeah.
Colossi count. He was probably worried that he would overproduce, but in the end, he just did not produce enough, and he didn't really take much care of them. Prodigy caught them off guard, was able to drop a couple of storms, taking out all the Vikings, and once the Vikings are dead, winners, the Colossi will just kill everything in sight.
Absolutely right there. Prodigy was forced after his Nexus was taken. He didn't want the Terran to get up in bases too far ahead, and he had nice timings on his upgrades very well. Nice storms as well, nice composition there. So everything is pretty good. As now I'm waiting, where is.
He'll be right back. He just
Ah,
said he
my
needs to
bad.
reload. He'll be right back. Stem really needs to do something. I mean, during the game, he needs to harass. We didn't see one drop in the entire game. I mean, a TVP without a single drop. That's just you can't expect to win against a Protoss that way, especially in a long, drawn out game where you allow the Protoss to get 200, 200, and all the different tech cards which he wanted to. And a player with Stim's caliber, I did expect better, and I'm sure he does realize the same, and will hopefully show us a better game this time around.
Absolutely. I like the Hellion harass, something I hadn't seen in a long time, especially in TVP. Blue Flame Hellions out on the map, harassing the expansions, even though it was a little bit of a fake out and Prodigy was forced with his entire army to retreat, which was a bit of a mistake, but I like the thought. So everyone is ready here. I am in charge. I can press the magic button, and this is game number.
It's game number 2 of our first best of 3 series in the 14th edition of the StarCraft 2 Weekly MENA Cup.
And now, map number 2 is the new map, Coral or Coral, whatever. It's Coral Compound.
That's right.
Introductions, please, Mr. Twidnow.
Sure thing, winners in the top right corner. It is the loser of the first game from Team UAE, the purple Terran Stem. And on the bottom left corner, another member of the UAE team. It is the blue Protoss Prodigy, winner of the first game with a very impressive use of the different tech choices of the Protoss. Winners, we had a very good first game. I really hope that we'd see another impressive game. I'm hoping to see more out of Stem, as I know he can do better. And
Yep.
hopefully he will learn from the first game's mistake and maybe harass more, drop more often, and do all that annoying Protoss jazz.
Yeah, so this is the new map. Have you played on it?
I actually have just one game or a couple.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not too aware of it. I do know it's obviously a two-player map. It reminds me a lot of Zalnaga Caverns,
Mm-hmm.
a map which we have lost in this season to the Blizzard map pool. But yeah, I think this was definitely a replacement for that for that map. It is. I think it's overall a good map. You have easy access for a second, and the third is actually a little bit more difficult to get, so it might not be a very Zerg-friendly map.
Well, actually, people have been saying that this is a very Protoss friendly map. I have only played a couple of matches like yourself, but against Zergs, and they were actually having a ball on this map as well. But this, back to the match, TVP here, we had a 13 gas, so nothing too strange from the Terran. Prodigy, he's getting his gas, he's getting a gateway, so we have a bit of time to talk about a few things, and I'd like to start with something important, and that is the pay-per-view of MLG Winter. And I want to know your thoughts on it.
I think in the world of esports, pay-per-view should always remain an option, like a premium kind of option. It should never be compulsory. That's my point of view on the whole thing. I really like how the GSL does it. Although the GSL is not perfect and they do have some issues, especially with the quality of their streams. They still lack that full HD stream. But that's a discussion for another day. I just like the way they did it, where you do have access to the live stream even if you're not a premium member. Whereas MLG for some reason has decided to go for a pure premium subscription based model, which
Correct.
I think will not be very successful. They're gonna get a lot of slack from the community,
They are.
and yeah, they probably are already. And I do not see it being successful for them, and I think they will be forced to change their ways very soon.
Well, if I'm not mistaken here, and if I'm wrong, please do point a finger at me. So Sundance has decided to have an empty arena with 32 players and a couple of casters, if I'm not mistaken. What I love so much about StarCraft 2 and all the MLGs that we've seen, the Blizzard Cup, we have had the DreamHacks, is the crowd. They're all there, they're cheering on their favorite fans. They made posters, they want to get an autograph, they want to give, presents to them. It is the entire atmosphere, and I feel that esports is going to lose a lot of its young and dynamic soul if it's going to be regarded like a boxing match from my point of view. So I urge MLG to rethink what they have in mind and go back to the good old days. I understand it's business, but why don't we try to be a bit different in the end
Yeah,
and
you
not.
you can't you can't lose that community connection. You can't. I mean, this is what esports thrives on. You know, the communities, the gamers, and once you lose that, I think you just lost touch with what makes people enjoy watching and enjoy participating in these events so much. So, uh, I fully agree, and I really hope that they will have a change of heart.
Yep. So anyhow, that was enough about that. At least for this match, we have a few other things to discuss later. Let's see
That's
what
right.
Stim has in mind here. He's mined about 170 gas. He's pulled everything off it. He's got his expo down, and he's going mineral heavy. So maybe this is something he has practiced, something he has seen. I'm not aware of what I'm actually seeing right now. He has 3 Raxes, and he's going pure bio once more. No factory in sight.
That's right. No factory yet. He did go for that one racks expo, and looks like Prodigy has gone for something similar. But here we have an engagement, and I do not think Stim can do anything. He's gonna have to go back and really without accomplishing much here.
Yeah.
Prodigy, wisely did doesn't have a good supply of sentries which are able to force field and therefore deny the Terran any kind of aggressive behavior. But Prodigy looks like he's the one going for a counterattack now. Of course, this will not be able to do much as we do have a bunker up just outside the Terran natural. But look at this one. There's a hidden pylon just at the Terran's natural, and 3 stalkers warp in, and this might be a deadly attack. Where did this come from? A
We
bunker is gonna go down, and
This might be GG. Well, there's the stim though. SCV's coming in, and actually, well, we totally misread that here. Stim actually gets the save on it, and is he gonna get the last stalker? No, but wow, I did not see that pylon there. Obviously, the probe and the pylon are going to go down, but
definitely a nice little attack by Prodigy. I mean, I love seeing things like this. Like something, catch your opponent off guard. Do something which you won't see coming. See, even if you don't do the damage which you want to, or you still mess up with his build order, you mess up with his plan, and that's always a good thing. So, I mean, I'm very happy to see Prodigy do something like this, and I do hope we see more of it as we go on in this tournament and in the others. Stim now going out with quite a sizable task force of Marine Marauders,
and
but
it can be deadly. I mean, sentries just warped him. He might have 1, maybe 2 force field, and he lost all the sentries there in that one attack. And with what Stem has charging at him, concussive shells will finish in about half a minute as well. There's just nothing coming out of Prodigy at this point,
he
and
doesn't
now
have enough damage dealing units, and looks like Stim might be able to catch a lot of these units off guard. We do have a warping of a few zealots coming in for Prodigy, but with Stim and these Marauders, he can kite those zealots all day, and looks like he is doing that. Maybe not the best way possible, but he's still doing it quite well, and he will kill off all these zealots, winners.
yeah, concussive shells have finished now, so good on him. And Stem is showing off his micro. He's stemming yet again. He will finish everything, and You'll actually.
It still could have been better. I mean, his micro could have been better. I actually think he could have saved all his Marauders there and his Marines without any problems. But we do have a second task force of two Marauders and a Marine, and there's nothing to defend. Probes are being forced out to defend, and he is able to kill a few before moving out. So a nice little attack by Stem did get some damage, and he does have the supply advantage now, as well as a third base in the making.
Yeah, so Stem, a very nice timing there. He has gotten his both gases in the main, both gases at the natural, but only one SCV on each. So he's going to stay on bio for the next few minutes, that's for sure. But the factory is here right now. It is about finished, and I'm sure, just like in the first match, it is going to get the reactor add-on, and yes, there's a starport. So no big surprises there, and I feel he can work up a nice timing here. Prodigy is behind. He's lost all his sentries, and sentries do play a huge role in the Protoss army, especially in the mid and even in the late game.
That's right. They are the perfect support units. Various abilities, including force fields and
Guardian Shield.
Guardian Shield, not to mention a few others which you need to research, such as Hallucination. But Winters, please tell me what the worker count is looking like for both players.
43 SCVs to 44 probes.
Alright, so they're almost even, but that advantage will definitely sway in Stim's favor, as he already has his third up and running. Looks like he wants to go for the safer planetary fortress, is also dropping down a missile turret. Definitely to dodge any kind of Dark Templar play. Stim just scouting around the map, going around, checking for any hidden bases and such, which is always a sign of a great player. And I think Prodigy's on the ropes, winners. He's about 20 supply down. He lost his entire army at some point in the game and is just starting to rebuild soon. Looks like his tech of choice is going to be High Templars, as he does have his Templar archives up and his researching Storm.
Yeah, he knows that he's on the ropes. Stem, though, I feel he could do a bit better with his upgrades. Just like in the first game, he has neglected them to a certain extent. But maybe he can hear me. Maybe he's gonna do that in just a second. But yeah, he definitely needs upgrades, as the 1-1 is about to finish for the Protoss player. But look at the army here moving around in the middle. Medevacs are joining the fray as well, and this could be deadly. I mean, looking at the army size here, we have, well, 20 supply in favor of Stem here.
That's right, but just to note, Prodigy's High Templars do have now enough energy for Storm, so at least he does have that going. And as you mentioned earlier, he does have the 1-1 already. Research, he's actually researching 2-2 now, and we still don't see anything coming in from the Terran. We only have +1 armor being researched now, so he will be on 1-1, but not before the Protoss already has 2-2. So unfortunately, this is one thing Stim did not try to change from the first game. His late upgrades have caused him trouble in the first game, but he's definitely learned from the lack of drops, as we do see 4 Medivacs full of bio heading towards the Protoss base. But look at this, winners. They're rallied just to where 3 Stalkers are waiting. Prodigy, somehow anticipating this coming, does have 3 Stalkers patrolling that potential drop area.
It seems like everything is gonna miss. But I like the unit split here, and these medevacs are definitely going to unload. He might lose one, as maybe it'll be just perfect timing here, as Prodigy will be forced to multitask on 2 fronts here.
Alright, he needs to drop all his units as soon as possible. He's delaying too much and loses already 1 medevac, which was half full, but looks like it won't even matter. Those Stim Marines and Marauders will be able to take down the Nexus and take out a few workers.
Nexus would not have been my choice here, because the minerals are just about gone, but maybe getting rid of a few pylons here and maybe cybernetics core. And where's the... Whoa! Look at the storms, and that was ugly. If there were any kids in the room, they're gonna think that Freddy Krueger did all of that, but never mind. Well, Stem losing 4 medevacs there, that is pretty bad.
Well, medevacs, and don't forget all the units which came along with those medevacs. Like you said, I think going for the Nexus might have not been the best choice. It is okay. I mean, you do he does stop some of the mining and some of the gas, which Protoss really doesn't need with this tech composition. But I think it would have been wiser to go for some tech buildings, go for a cyber core, even a robo. Will definitely hurt the Protoss, as it will slow down any potential push coming. But
And
Stem is
now,
coming for more, and he has already pre-stemmed all his units, and looks like he wants to go for the second Nexus. And oh man,
Prodigy is
this
out
might
of
be tricky.
position once again. Both forges going down. Pylons are going to disappear, and he is definitely going to snipe this, and he's going to go up into the main. He's going to maybe get... Oh, he's getting into position so there won't be any
No, but he needs to
surface.
move back because the storms will be able to damage all his units, and one storm was enough to devastate his army. But still, winners, that was a very, very good attack, and now Prodigy is down to only one mining
And the
base compared
Prodigy
to
is
three of his
doing
opponents.
the right thing. He's going to counterattack, and this could be deadly.
He has no choice, winners. He has
Yes.
to counterattack. There's absolutely no way he can get back into the macro game. He lost two of his bases, and he's only mining on one. The only advantage he has, I think, is that he's already completed his 2-2, but and Stim is still on 1-1. So this is going to be it, winners. This is definitely the last engagement of the game, and we need to see more storms. His Tri Templars are a little late, but will it make a difference?
Okay,
Bunkers are
bunkers
already
are
filled up,
there.
and
Oh no, this is not going to work for him here, and I think we'll be going to game number 3 here.
that's right. Great save on that bunker with the SCVs doing clutch repair here. He is now going to kill off all the Templars, all the Stalkers, and a few Zealots, a few Archons are there. But even if this game goes on for a little longer, I think Stim's got this, winner.
I think so too. Maybe he shouldn't have engaged that army, even though it is there. That's a small number of Protoss units. They're very powerful here. Zealots, Archon, and Stalkers, and well, they can do a lot of damage as we see here.
Right, they are doing a lot of damage, and Stim, with great positioning though, is able to minimize the damage by those Zealots. And now he's only down to 3 Stalkers, 2, and 1. He does get a warp in of a few more Zealots, but like we said, winners, this match is over, and we are gonna go to a game number 3.
Yeah, income for Prodigy is about 800, and it is double of that for Stem. Might, but now we see here about 8 Zealots just chilling, and they're a bit out of position here, I would feel. They need to wait for reinforcements. Oh, bad micro, losing about 3 Zealots for absolutely nothing, losing more here. And yeah, Prodigy is at half of the supply. Another pylon, another probe going down. This is going from bad to worse here. He's not rebuilding his Nexus at the main or the natural. And he needs to make something happen, but I don't really see what he could possibly make happen. Stem is getting his 4th, and he has a huge bio ball moving through the map.
Right, and his upgrades are about to max out of the Protoss. His 2-2 is about to complete. He even started weapon attack level 3, and I think Stem's going for the kill now. He is headed towards that third base, and although I do believe this game is over, I think Stem will just solidify that decision, that line of thought very soon when he picks out the third. And again, Prodigy is out of position, and Stim will be able to go in and stem into all his units and kill off that Nexus. And once he does that, there'll be absolutely nothing left for Prodigy, and no amount of
Nice
storms is gonna
storms,
save
though.
him, though.
Nice storms though here, I might say. And Stemming yet again, he is playing, well, he's playing like Stem plays, but I don't like the fact that he stemmed all his units there. They're very vulnerable, and the Archons and Charge-a-lots coming in, they can dismantle yet another stem, and he could lose every single unit there.
He might just well lose it, but again, I do not really see it altering the outcome of this match. He will be able to refill that army supply very fast here. He does have a lot of medivacs, and I think this next engagement might be the last of this game.
Yeah, maybe so, but a bit sloppy here from our friend Stem, and now we have an engagement there. But like you said, we have a personal medevac for each Marine and Marauder, and that is just too much DPS. The Zealots are melting away, but Prodigy is staying in there, but I think he should conserve his energy and go on to game number 3, as he said that he has not played this map.
Also, it's a first for him, but
Yeah.
And regardless, he's in 42 supply. He's about 100 plus supply down. His opponent's up on 4 bases. He only has one mining base, and even that is way oversaturated. Uh, I really don't know what he can do, and
He did the
that's
right
right,
thing.
definitely something he should have done about 5 minutes ago. But nonetheless, winners, we are going to a game number three. So, looking back at that game, Sim definitely an improvement in that game.
Hmm.
Um, a few things to note. Although his micro was good, I think it could have been better, especially with the zealot kiting. He did try and do it here and there, but I do feel that a player of his caliber can do better. I was very happy to see him, use drops this time around. He was able to kick off a Nexus, which was, although not the best choice, was still a good win for him. Prodigy didn't really do anything wrong. He was just outplayed in general. He just wasn't able to save his bases. And once Tim took out that second Nexus, it was just lights out for him. There was nothing he can do to come back.
Yeah, that is absolutely right. Thank you very much for everyone joining us here, and a special shout out to someone watching in Germany. I met him last night. We were playing corporate co-op games. Good lord, that was difficult, and he's tuning in now. So thank you very much for tuning in. We have one more viewer. So let's see what the map of choice for STEM is going to be. What's your take? Antigua Shipyard?
Isn't I think Prodigy is going to choose? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Uh,
Oh yeah. Prodigy. Uh, 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 I don't know. Well, in the meantime, as you're guessing, I'm just gonna look at the brackets and see what is going to happen. Okay. Chiari won his match. Bulletproof, I believe. Yeah, he also won against his opponent, Eden. Good on him. And whoa! Our defending champion, Magic Zerg, was knocked out by Nesquik 2-0.
did he show up? Are you sure he was here?
Yeah, 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 he was here.
All right, so he played his game.
Yep, 2-0.
Okay, so Nesquik, I guess a force to be reckoned with as he takes out our winner from last week in the first game. Now I'm so excited to see, to watch this guy play, and he's playing Bulletproof next. I really hope we can catch some of that action, winners.
I sure hope so too. Apparently, Magic Zerg. Well, Nesquik learned everything from Magic Zerg, and Nesquik is someone who we know. He's been around, but he just had his name changed because people love changing their names for some odd reason. You can't keep up with the people on your friends list because you just don't know who is who anymore. And with that stuff, get a free name change there. He just made it so very difficult as we have Cloud Kingdom.
Well, are you gonna keep it keeping in suspense? Who's Nesquik?
I don't know. It's something GG. I forgot.
All right, okay. I thought it might be
Uh,
someone I know very well, so
no. No,
you got me a little excited there.
I think he's from Morocco too, but I could be mistaken there. I could seriously be mistaken. So if you know where Nesquik is from, let us know here. The players are ready, the casters are ready. My name is Winners, with me is Twidno, and this is game number three of game number three of our first match of today's MENA Cup of two of the most prolific players. I definitely want both to move on because we need Terrans
And
and
Protoss, definitely.
yeah.
This Zerg infestation is really too much. In any case, welcome back everyone to the StarCraft 2 Weekly MENA Cup number 14, brought to you by Winners and Twidno. And on the top right corner, we have the winner of the second game, loser of the first. From Team UAE, it was the Blue Protoss Prodigy. And on the bottom left side of the map, it is another player from Team UAE, winner winner of the second game, loser of the first. It is the Purple Terran Stem.
Okay, so a little bit of clarity here, and something I need to post because in the last few weeks we have really received a lot of people wanting to participate outside the MENA region, and Uberzone or Ubers One says that Nesquik is from Iraq.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it is the guy living in Germany. Yes, how can I be so silly? He's the guy who applied for the UAE national team. His mother is from Al Ain and his father is Iraqi, but he lives in Germany and he's coming to the UAE to continue his studies, I believe. Very weird, very cool, and yes, I allowed him to participate because he is moving to the UAE, so I was cool with that. So, yeah, thank you for that. Uberzone. Thank you. So, yeah, and I'm thinking about making this a global tournament. I know we have a lot of players which aren't that good, but we need to find a solution. We can't stay in this region forever. But let's see how things go here on Cloud Kingdom between whoa, brain fart, Stem and Prodigy. And oh, just one more thing before we go on. Ladder Season 6 has commenced, or Season 6 of the 1v1 ladder. And
Right.
I see that you've moved up a division.
I'm still a lowly platinum winners. Don't get excited just yet, but it is a good step forward. I was stuck in gold for what felt like forever,
Mm-hmm.
and in any case, it's good to be. It's good to have been moved up to a higher division for this season. I really hope I can improve my game. But just like to note, Prodigy has gone for Nexus first once again. Winners, it has worked for him in the first game, so he might feel that it's worth going for again. In the
Reapers.
meantime, yes, we are having Reaper's winner's favorite unit
That's right.
in the game.
Yep.
And look at this winner, Stim, playing a little mind games, building a bunker just behind the Protoss Natural. Of course, I really doubt this bunker will go up, but it's definitely annoying for Prodigy to have to deal with. That pesky STV just moving around.
Mm-hmm.
And looks like he will get surrounded though, and Prodigy able to take out that STV before the bunker is complete. Nonetheless, it is annoying to deal with, and Stim's Reaper here is already on the way.
Reapers, if micro correctly, and if you get to that lovely number of 2 or 3, which we will not see because Stem is, well, he's putting up a bunker and he's getting a million other things. So he's just gonna harass a bit here at the natural. But I think, is Prodigy already expecting something here?
He did see it. He does have one probe
Oh,
on
that's
the
correct.
watchtower, so he did see the Reaper coming. But Reaper now taking a detour, going straight for the main, and
There's a zealot there, but still.
there's Zealot, but Reaper can kite that Zealot.
Yeah.
Needs better control from Stim. He's taking too much damage on that Reaper already, and looks like he might go out. Well, looks like okay, he didn't even get that Zealot, so
Oh,
he could
oh,
go for
oh,
some probes, and
oh,
oh,
no,
he
oh.
does get the Zealot. So Stim's Reaper does leave the base with a small victory there. Of
Mm-hmm.
course, that Stalker did push him out, and this has given Stim plenty of opportunity to drop down his expansion.
Absolutely correct. That is all he had to do, and I like the fact that he did not lose the Reaper. He made Prodigy lose a bit of mining time, which might not seem significant, but it absolutely is. The
Especially this
Zealot,
early into the game, winners.
that's right. The Zealot down as well. That's 100 minerals. It's quite a bit.
Definitely agree.
Y-
And looks like Prodigy
He's
is
coming
moving
back
out
for
to
more
take out. He
though,
does have both towers, and I think the Reaper will just come in to scout here,
and
but
die.
he does get surrounded by the probes, and the probes with the um civilian arrest there do take out the Reaper. I wonder if the Reaper was able to scout enough though. Did he see the Robo and the
I don't think
three
so.
gates? Let me have a look. Oh, he actually did, winners. He
He
does.
did? Oh,
Yeah, he got to see the Robo and all three gates, so he definitely knows that this is exactly the same build that Prodigy did in the first game. And let's see if he reacts differently, as he is pushing out with a few Marines and Marauders now.
but Prodigy sees this a million miles away, but he doesn't have a lot of units. I mean, he has 4 Zealots and the Stalker. Concussive shells will finish by the time he gets there, so, well, God forbid that this match will finish right now, but if micro correctly, there is a good chance that it
Look at this,
might.
winners. There's a The
Hidden
pylon
pylon?
being, it's not a hidden pylon. Stim does see it, but he does let it complete for some reason, and I'm really surprised. Why isn't he doing anything about this?
He might be
If
too focused on the engagement that might be happening. Still no
no,
warping
he
though.
does
No warping.
no nothing yet. And
Oh, there's the
okay, so
warping.
we have three zealots coming in, but that bunker will be able to hold it for now. But he is wasting a lot of mining time for the Terran, and that's still that's more than worth three zealots on a pylon, I think.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
those short seconds, those 10 seconds or 15 seconds or so, that's about, with that number of SCV, that's a good 200-300 minerals lost for the Terran.
Well, I think not 200-300, but look at this here. 4 Stalkers and Prodigy turning the tables here. Prodigy getting a lot of units here, getting rid of the rocks, and he's up about 15 supply there.
That's right. Prodigy definitely following this up with some more pressure. He does have an Immortal there, and the Immortal can, if the target fires the bunkers with the Immortal, he can take it out very fast here, but the SCVs are on standby. All this is lost mining time for Stem, and
he
look
does
at this,
retreat.
winners. He does retreat. He did not lose any units, and all he did was waste a lot of mining time for the Terran, which is why he has this very healthy supply lead.
Beautifully done, and now he is going to get his 2 forges. He likes that, apparently, as he's done it every single time in every single game. He's getting
That's
his
right.
thermal lance upgrade as well, and he's walked home. He's kept his units intact, and now he's going for a third here, and he's in a great position. Stim, on the other hand, he's got his third orbital command here. Again, the factory giving way to the starport, and everything looks pretty similar, and though regrettably the upgrades do too, because Stim is not upgrading at this point. So how would you transition from here? We're both Terrans. What's your plan, Twitnu?
I'd definitely go for a drop. Stim needs to abuse these drops against Protoss. It's a must. If you let the Protoss be, he goes 3 bases and he'll have enough to take up to both Colossi and Templar. And then what are you gonna do? You're gonna
You're gonna
overbuild the
run.
Vikings or underbuild the Vikings and get into that ugly scenario once again. But in the meantime, it looks like we might have a little engagement, but no. Stim decides to move back, get better positioning, get a few pot shots on those Protoss forces, but he
Again, the
definitely
units are
sees that
hurt.
Colossi and is
Yeah.
forced to go back. And
No
he promptly
medevacs.
begins
2 medevacs,
no
though.
medivacs.
2.
Oh, okay, 2 medivacs, and he's unfortunately, because of the Colossi, he is forced to change from medivacs and is forced to build Vikings instead. In this scenario, I think, winners, he should probably invest in a second starport. I think it's definitely worth it. I mean, Colossi, once that Protoss gets 4 or 5 Colossi, if you do not have, a large, 2-figure count of Vikings, you really cannot deal with it. And I don't know, when Stim is he's playing like he did in the first game, and
It's gonna hurt him.
yeah, it's definitely gonna hurt him. He only has 2 medivacs now. Thankfully, he is going for a drop, but I feel like this drop might be a little too late, as it will definitely be scouted before it reaches the main. He might be able to get to that third before it is scouted, but I don't know if he'll be able to do the damage which he needs to. And look at this, Prodigy looks like he does see it. He does move his units towards that third, so he does see it coming.
Yeah, no. Well, he's just maneuvering around, and now.
Okay, so he does go back, so it might catch him by surprise. But Stim has decided to drop at the fourth and decide to force the cancel, which is, I think a good idea as well.
And now here we see a bit of an engagement here. Vikings getting off a few shots, even damaging the Colossi, and well, supplies are just about equal now, but I believe the Prodigy, the Protoss, has a sizable lead at this point. He's getting Storm Charge as well. He's trying to get his fourth up once again. Armor and ground weapons level 2 on the way as well. And if those forges are chrono boosted correctly, as they are, they're gonna do a lot.
By the time the Terran gets 1-1, Protoss will already be on 2-2, and as I said, now he is also teching 2 Templar, but looks like the Templar Archives might be taken out before Storm is complete, and Stim needs to target fire that, and he does. So finally, this drop play doing doing favors for Stem, and this is what he should have been doing in the first game as well, as
Yep.
he's already accomplished more than he needs to in this situation, delaying that Templar attack. Unfortunately, a little sloppy with the Medivacs, does lose one and almost lose the second. But nonetheless, I'm very impressed with this with his play this game with his change of play this time
Yep.
around.
But he
He is
shouldn't lose
going for
all
an
these
attack,
units.
but yeah,
And
this
he should
attack
definitely
is
not land the Vikings.
yeah, I don't know, Stim's decision making.
Well,
That drop was good, man, but his other decisions aren't impressing me as much.
yeah, he's
And
forced a lot of stems on his units, which have been unnecessary. Stems,
since he's been using his starport for Vikings, he does not have medivacs to support this constant
yeah,
stem.
he has a grand number of 3 medevacs here and 7 Vikings, though. Mules just flew past my screen. I don't know what happened, but that's okay. So again, Templar Archives, well, had to be rebuilt. Where did he rebuild it, though? Well, he rebuilt it at his natural, and he delayed Storm by quite a bit here, but Stem is still on the ropes here. He needs to get his fourth because Prodigy is now, well, transferring his drones and the Protoss up a base as he's already getting his 3-3 Colossi, High Templars, a healthy number of ground units. Stem might be in a bit of trouble, although that he has the supply lead.
He is heading towards a third base, and the Prodigy's units are out of position. I think Stim might be able to take out this third before Prodigy is able to react in time. Unfortunately, he's in the high ground, so he is not in range of the Nexus.
But lost mining time yet again here. But the
Definitely a
position.
good thing, but again, the positioning, this might get ugly for Stim very soon here, as he
All
loses
the
all his
Vikings
Vikings
for
once again
nothing.
without taking out a single Colossi winners. Stim is in a lot of trouble.
Stem is in a lot of trouble. Let's see what Prodigy is going to do. Some of these Colossi have been hurt though, and smartly leaving the hurt one at the back here. Should do the same with the red one. And is Prodigy gonna look for an engagement? He has 4 High Templars with enough energy for 4 storms, so that's 1 apiece. But now nice maneuvering here as Prodigy is supply blocked, chronically supply blocked, as I'd like to say.
He is, and a nice little flank by Stim. He should target fire the Nexus this time, and yes, he does. He does take out 1 Nexus, which is definitely good for him, evening out the number of bases. And
Get the forges! Ah!
no, he doesn't. He overstims his units once
Oh, look
again.
at this here
It's a
now.
force patch, but he does have another set of units going for that fourth, and I think it's a wise decision to try and target fire that Nexus, because if he takes it, this might be an exact repeat of what happened in the
And
second
he's
game.
getting it.
And he does get it, winners. Tim coming back into this game with style,
And
taking out 2
Prodigy
Nexuses.
is 50 supply here in the red. He's not building, well, he's building 2 pylons, great. But now here's the engagement. The units are in the red. SCVs will need to be pulled. Colossi is at the back. Oh my god, I don't know how this is going to end, but
No,
this
this
might
counter attack might be too strong by Prodigy. He realizes once again that he has no choice but to counter attack, losing 2 bases in just a matter of
Oh,
seconds.
the storms!
And oh no, the storms take out a lot of those units, and oh man, Stim is
GG.
forced
To
GG.
what? Prodigy has been playing. I don't believe that he's been to university. I'm gonna have a word with him after this is done. And wow, GG.
So very back and forth game winners. Once again, Prodigy was back down to a corner where he had no choice but to counterattack. This time, though, he had a perfect unit composition, more than enough to, for that great final counterattack. And although Stim did take out those 2 bases in style, he just didn't have enough back home and not enough army units to be able to defend it. And I have to say, very well played by both players. Still a little, things here and there where I'd like to talk more about later. But overall, a very good game, well played by both players, and I really wouldn't have minded any of them moving on to the second round.
But Prodigy, God, he's improved.
Yes, he has.
He has, and he's been trolling me, and this is gonna have repercussions. Okay, Winter Knight didn't show up. Great walk over for you. Well, Knight Triple Knee, he has a reputation of not being able to read his watch correctly. He's an hour late, so I'm not even gonna get into the fact that Van Mezien is gonna get a walkover.
And we're gonna have Prodigy facing off against Van Mezien in the second round. So another
Oh
very, very
dear.
strong PVT winners.
Yeah, this is.
A nice change of pace from last week's ZVZ
But I think.
ZVZ party. But
Hmm.
tell me, what do you have in mind?
What match are we gonna? I think Prodigy will want a small break because Van Mezien is no pushover. I would love to see Bulletproof versus Nesquik, but they are already in
I do
game.
believe it's 1-0 for Bullet, as one of the other observers has informed me.
You get your
Um,
spies.
yes, I have my spies working working for me, telling me what's happening in all the other games we are missing. Uh, looks like we in the second round matchup. Just to give a heads up to all our viewers, it's Dan versus Carey, Prodigy versus Van Mezien, Bulletproof versus Nesquik, and finally Wolfman versus Ralphie.
Yep. So maybe Rupture didn't show up. Rupture, he's our Egyptian.
It's strange
Uh,
for him not to show up. He's usually here almost every week.
yeah,
One
but.
of our very
Yeah,
consistent
mm-hmm.
players.
Yeah. Oh, Kusai is here again. He's another player from Saudi Arabia, but we are now. Who is? Well, Rupture is here, unfortunately.
All right, so maybe he
Okay.
decided not to participate this week, or actually, he
Oh
he
my
he's
God, 6 people at the same time. It
oh
just
wow.
messaged me.
Okay.
Uh, yes. Well, it says. Well, Rupture is saying that he was too tired and he lost 2-0. He is out. In California, there's a 12-hour time difference. He gets up at 6, he has breakfast, and joins the MENA Cup, so good on him. As we now has Nesquik versus Bulletproof, and
I would not
uh,
minding. I would not minding. Whoops. I do not mind an invite to
oh
that game.
my bad, yeah,
All right, so I do get the invite. Looks like we are gonna cast this game. It is unfortunately a ZVZ. But
that's
wait,
okay, that's fine.
remember my change of heart last week?
Uh, has it? Well,
I used to hate ZVZs, man. But after last week, they became one of my top matchups. So
mm-hmm.
yeah, after that TVP, it's definitely a nice change of pace. And Nesquik, man, looks like he is gonna give Bulletproof a good game here. Bulletproof
Yeah.
is up 1-0 in the series, but Nesquik is not out just yet. So let's hope we get another entertaining ZVZ.
Thank you for all of that. Sorry, I'm just sorting out a bit of stuff in the chat here. So, but yeah, we had a great first game to start, and now a high-level ZVZ. Things are pretty good as far as I'm concerned, and I'm happy about that. So, whenever they're ready, so shall we. So, Nesquik and Bullet are both ready. Coral Compound LE is the map of choice. The score is 1-1, so this is the last match of the series here. And well, we're getting right into it, and I just love the new screen and everything.
Is it 1-0 winners or 1-1?
1-1.
Are you sure?
That's what Kusai said.
Okay, because I got well, maybe the report I got was just after the first game. In any case, welcome back everyone. I'm Twidno, and joining me as always is my good friend Winners, and we bring you a second round matchup, a ZVZ versus the orange Zerg on the top right corner Nesquik, and the
Oh,
green Zerg on the bottom left corner Bulletproof.
so yeah, there's confirmation. It is
Uh,
1-0 for Bulletproof here. So
Right, so my
Ness.
spies were better than your spies, Winners.
Oh, well, I don't have a spy. I just asked someone in the community. Oh, you troll. Oh, wait. Are you watching the stream on the second monitor? Never mind. Anyhow,
Oh,
that was low.
Winners.
Oh, that was low. Anyhow, back to the game. I have not witnessed ZVZ on this map, so I do not know what is going to happen. Given the map size, it is not a large map nor a small map. It is a, well, small to medium sized map, if I may be so frank. How do you feel about this? Small to
Like I
medium?
mentioned, I think it's small to medium, and I think it's a good replacement for Zalaga Caverns. People do still like to, to play 1v1 maps every once in a while. Zalaga Caverns might have been a little too small, so might have been this is actually a good replacement. But I do not think it is large enough for players to comfortably go for a hatch first.
Never mind. Hatch first it is from both. You walked
Yes,
right into it. You walked
uh,
into it.
perfect timing, I guess.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure had one player scouted the other going hatch first, we would have seen, very early aggression. I'm actually very surprised that both players went for hatch first with a map this size.
Well, if both players do it, I guess it cancels everything out, and the match would be as if it were on one base. So um, it's better for us, I think. I prefer my okay. This the analogy is that the more bases there are, the longer the game is going to be. That is, I like to make complicated things very simple, and that's how I feel about it. I don't like the one base timing all ins, although I did six pull the other day on ladder because I was just, well, I was pressing just random buttons and then I hit find match and then I saw that I was random. I wasn't even Terran. I spawned as Zerg and then I was like, look,
Did you win though?
yeah, of course, yeah. The guy
All right.
insulted me. He didn't.
What race was he?
Actually, he also went random, but he was also Zerg, so
Okay.
it was a
The
metal.
Zerg on Zerg violence, but
Yeah, it
Six
was.
Spooler unfortunately wins.
Yeah. So yeah, it was.
Okay, so we see almost identical builds from both
Mm-hmm.
players. Both went for speed at exactly the same time. I'd just like to see if they've taken out their drones off gas. Looks like Nesquik still has one on gas, and Bulletproof actually still has all three on gas. So there's your slight deviation, as both players now going for a Baneling Nest.
Bulletproof. Well, let's see what he is going to do. He has opted for well, actually, same number of drones, queens. So everything is pretty similar at this point. The only difference is that Nesquik has four more Zerglings
One of the differences, I think,
and one
Bulletproof
less
actually
queen,
has,
two
yes, Bulletproof
queens.
has two queens, so his
Yes,
production will be better.
but production don't matter if you use dead. So let's see what is going to happen here.
Well said, winners, and I think Bulletproof will safely defend this, and once that Spine Crawler goes up, then he's definitely going to be more than safe. He does spawn. He is, morphing two, three Banelings, probably just defensive Banelings, just in case. Um, Nesquik goes for some kind of attack real soon. And yeah, looks like the micro battles will begin fairly soon here, as both players are morphing their Banelings, and we do have some Zerglings just outside Bulletproof Natural.
Yep. So we have a grand total of 13 Zerglings for Nesquik and only 4 here for Bulletproof. That's a lot of 4s I just used. And let's see how it... But there is a Spine Crawler and there are a few defensive Banelings. Let's see. The number of drones is definitely in Bulletproof's favor. He has the eco advantage and the longer he does hold it is going to be great here. And now, well, Nesquik, he is sending in, well, 2 Banelings here for just about nothing. And oh, huge Baneling
Oh
hits here.
wow! Great Baneling hits by Bulletproof, absolutely annihilating all of Nesquik's Zerglings, and Bulletproof now, because he has more drones. He's definitely in the lead here, as he's now going for a Roach Warren, and uh, if he's able to accumulate enough roaches and going for a timing attack, I really don't think Nesquik can defend this. He needs a Roach Warren of his own now, very soon.
Yeah, so both players do have 2 queens here at a time, but Nesquik is slightly down. He did lose a lot of Zerglings here. He lost about 400 additional minerals there, and that can hurt, especially in ZVZ, because one Baneling can make a huge difference, as we just saw there. And Nesquik's Roach one is going to be delayed here, as Bullet is going for his hive here, getting a second gas as well. And I like his SimCity, a nice solid wall in there, spine crawler. evolution chamber. You can place a queen in there and a baneling there as well. It's gonna
He
be
also has one baneling on the ramp just for good measure in case Zerglings do get the run by. So these are the small things, winners, which you notice in a player who's just a little bit above the rest. He does take his precautions. Make sure he covers all his bases. Make sure that he's mitigates his risk as much as possible. Looks like we have a little Zergling on Zergling action here in the middle, but nothing too serious. And winners, has the work account stabilized, or it's still in Bulletproof's favor?
about 9 in Bulletproof's favor, 5 once this round for Nesquik finishes, but 5 drones do make a bit of a difference here.
They certainly do.
Though, let's see how many roaches there are for Bulletproof. There are a grand total of 6. And Nesquik is going for another round of drones here. So let's see. A bit of quiet time here. Zerglings roaming the map. Nesquik going for a third now, though. Ooh. So that's a lot of minerals that could have been potentially something else. And, well, these things, they make you or they break you. And let's see how this is going to work out here. Though there's no way that Nesquik is going to walk in the front here. He's going to check if Bullet has a third, but he doesn't just yet. So yeah.
I think Bullet. I'm surprised Bullet waited this long to get the third. I think once he was able to deflect that earlier attack by Nesquik, he should have gone for a third, as he was definitely going to be safe. But looks like he decided not to. Nesquik now going for his third, like you mentioned, and Bulletproof now does see it. He is damaging it quite a bit, but won't be able to do much. And winners, how do you think? What do you think the game's gonna go for from here? I mean,
Well, Bulletproof is going to win. That's what I'm going to predict. I'm going to just say it. He has,
so straightforward prediction.
yeah, he's up 11 drones here. He's got more roaches as well, and I think he's going to go for a nice push, and he's going to end it. He's going to go for a 2-base push. He has a macro hatch as well. He's getting his upgrades. He has a roach speed way before his opponent. He's getting his infestation pit, going for a third now as well. And Bulletproof has a 20 supply lead there. He's going to annihilate the third of his opponent, and, well, he's going to lull from there.
Nesquik does also have a good number of roaches to defend, and he has parked them just outside his third. So he does predict that Bulletproof is going to be going for that to try and take out that third. And Bulletproof, what's he going to do? His roaches are moving around now, so might be going for an attack out of front. But Nesquik's reading this pretty good, man. He does know where Bulletproof units are at all times and is moving his army accordingly. And the supply count, the supply difference isn't there anymore, winners. Both players are in 120.
Yep.
And once Nesquik's roaches do get the speed, I think they'll be on even footing.
Well, though the missile tank level 2 is out there for Bulletproof soon, this is also about a tactical engagement. Where do I engage? Definitely Bulletproof should not be at the bottom if Nesquik is at the top of a ramp. You need to get a nice concave. You need to give the roaches a nice surface area. And let's see how this is going to work out here. Are the players looking for an engagement? And Bulletproof, well, he might draw the shorter one here.
I think he's definitely waiting for those infestors to come into play. He does want to incorporate infestors into his army count. And yeah, he definitely needs to, as Nesquik did take the roach number lead 35 to 32. And yeah, Bulletproof does need those, will definitely need those infestors now. And is he making any?
Well, he has his adrenal glands, and he's making 3 now at a time. He has his third, it is mining, and he has a 20 supply lead. So, a creep threat from both players not very well existent, because in ZVZ it can work for you, but it can also work against you.
That's right. Both players, of course, can make use of any creep on the map, regardless of which player created it. And like you said, Bulletproof now with a healthy supply lead, about 25. Both players on 3 braces, but Nesquik does now have his own infestors on the field, so they will have almost identical unit compositions. Bulletproof is trying to take a sneaky fourth here, but Nesquik did catch it now, so Bulletproof will have to work on defending that. Nesquik might also consider his own fourth.
Well, everything is a bit later for Nesquik. The Macro hatch is non-existent for him. His upgrades are a bit behind. His infestors are now only coming to fruition here. More energy for the ones off Bulletproof. So let's see what is going to happen. Hive Tech on the way for Bulletproof here. He's getting everything there is to get. He has, well, the drone lead. Wow, he just made 13 drones there for him. Very nice indeed. And let's see if there's a little counterattack here. Bulletproof sending out a little squad here to just harass the fourth.
That's right. And I
And
think he will force the cancel on it.
he will. Nesquik not reacting, even losing a few. You, excuse me, there. He lost an overlord there, supply blocking him temporarily. So yeah, a few more roaches causing havoc here at the back of the third. Obviously, they're going to be demolished, but the cancel on the fourth was definitely worth it. Making, oh my god, I'm having such difficulties talking today. What's wrong with me?
All good winners.
It's all good. We have the Ultralisk Cavern on the way. Where is it going to be? Is it at the natural?
I don't
Nope.
remember ever seeing a ZVZ going this far.
That's
Winners
what you.
definitely not
That's when
into.
you. What you say every single time
But
we cast one.
when was the last time we saw Hive play? I mean, Ultralisk in a ZVZ. I don't even remember that.
Nesty versus July.
Back to reality, winners. Back to reality.
Sorry.
I'm talking about the SC2 MENA Cup.
I have no idea. I have no idea.
I mean,
Well,
even with all the ZVZs last week, we never saw it reach this far. So
no, we did not. But yeah, both players now maxed out, and well, they're just waiting, and the wait might be over here now. Ooh, nice splitting here by Bulletproof. That was clutch. Who's gonna get the fungals off first? Who has more infestors here? 3 more infestors for Nesquik, but a nice fungal here on all the infestors, and this is something which can turn the tide here.
man, this is terrible. Bulletproof loses all his infestors,
But
and
the concave is much better though for Bulletproof here than to Nesty, and he is Nesty. My God, Nesquik.
Oh wow! Oh wow! Okay. Yeah. I mean,
And-
great catch by Nesquik, and I think he's actually gonna clean this out, winners.
Yeah, Bulletproof should be able to clean this out pretty easily. He had the better concave here.
It's gonna be close though.
I'm calling it Bulletproof. Oh, the burrow.
Clutch borrow.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, he had to unburrow, but more roaches now streaming about another 15 coming to the attack, and Bulletproof is of course forced to push back. But winners, that was a
Ultralisks.
great catch by Nesquik. He
yeah.
caught all Bulletproof's infestors, and they were not able to be used in the engagement.
Well,
But of course,
Nesquik is gonna
that
make
did
a quick
empty up supply
retreat
for
here.
the Ultralisk. And now
Yeah.
look at the roaches run away.
Nesquik is like, woo! Oh
Roaches
dear.
running away from
Oh.
Ultralisks, which are basically roaches, but with 10 times the mass. And look at this, they're playing Ring Around the Rosie. But now one Ultralisk is gonna trap all those roaches, and oh man, Nesquik
Spine
is gonna lose all
crawlers.
his roaches. His supply is plummeting. He's down to only 130 compared to Bulletproof's maxed army. He does wisely make use of that attack, though. Does take out Bulletproof's third, which is
Fourth.
actually
Yeah.
fourth story, which is definitely a good thing.
Yeah, but okay, the main is mined out here for
Winners,
Bullet.
sorry, winners. He actually took out the third and the fourth.
He did?
Yes, the third is out, is rebuilding, and the fourth is gone. So Nesquik actually did a lot more damage than we thought, but I don't think
yeah.
it'll make a difference with about 8 Ultralisks on the field here. Roaches, as good as they are, just can't do anything to this Ultra count, and with the Roaches to back them up and a couple of Infestors, Bulletproof's gonna take this attack.
Oh, that was the ultimate
very
troll
easily.
here.
Oh man, the stealth burrow here, he does have roaches with full health board for no apparent reason. Nesquik, of course, forced to GG after that great engagement. Too many Ultralisks, not enough defense by Nesquik, and Bulletproof takes the match and the series 2-0.
Yeah, so my name is Winners, and with me is Twino, and just we casted a wonderful ZVZ there. It went above the 20-minute mark, and it was a great entertainment there.
Certainly was winners. I'm really enjoying this week's cup. Seems like the cups are just getting better and better as we cast them every week.
Mm-hmm.
And right, with that match out of the way, very interested to see what the match outcomes of the other matches were. Just gonna have a quick look
Well,
here.
nothing happened, nothing changed.
No, nothing yet. So I guess the others are still playing their game. Bulletproof, of course, is going to be our first semifinalist of the evening. We will be waiting on the other matches to see who will join him, who will be playing against him, and who will be joining him as well in the other leg of the semifinals. And winners, come on, let your spies loose. Let them find out what's happening in the other games.
Um, well, Chiari should be playing Dan, but I have no idea why that is not happening. Maybe they're waiting for us. Mezian is playing Prodigy, very nice, and Ralphie is playing Wolfman. What is the other match that I
It's
was
Dan
looking?
versus Carrie.
Yeah, but
And
where's Dan?
Prodigy, um, I do not know. Have they played their match? Have they finished their series?
I really don't know because uh, well, let me just ask him. Yeah. So yeah, everyone can see that I'm on my troll account here, the Silver League. As always, doing the fun stuff and giving people hard compilations. That's what I like. People wish me cancer. People tell me that I should go do something else. But
Jeez,
I know it's terrible. I mean, okay, I'm sorry. I don't like the six bowl, but I did. But sometimes I really do troll hard on ladder. But hey, I love it. So yeah, Chiari. Oh God, Algerian, correct?
that's right.
Dan, Lebanese. He's the powerhouse. And I recently found out that he's not quite the nerd I thought he was. He actually has a girlfriend too.
He does.
Uh, yeah.
And StarCraft and girlfriend should, don't usually get along. So I have to say I am surprised.
Well, we shouldn't be talking. I'm getting married. You have a wife, so we might not be the best examples here. But yeah,
But come on, winners, man. It's me and you, man.
yeah,
We're not. We can't be compared to those to the others, man. We're a different. We're a different kind of StarCraft.
yeah. We're the Starcasters of the Middle East.
That's
You
right,
see what
man.
I did there? You see what I did there? Oh, I'm on fire today. Oh, there's Ahmed GG. He is laughing with us, and well, Ubezone. Well, he's doing something weird with his tongue. Never mind. The countdown is here. Terran versus Protoss, Algeria versus Lebanon, Champion versus Scrub. Sorry, never mind. Champion versus
So cold,
the
winners. So
so-called.
cold. All right, so Dan is leading the series 1-0. And
Yep.
we are back on Antigua Shipyard. How I miss D on the top left corner of the map. One of our previous winners in this StarCraft 2 Weekly MENA Cups. It is the Purple Terran Dan from Lebanon, and on the bottom left corner, it is a very consistent player. I mean, we always see him, joining these tournaments. Yeah, he's almost always there competing, and I actually do enjoy watching his games. It is the Blue Protoss carry.
I don't know if he's blue, but you do this every single time we cast.
I troll you, winners.
Oh,
I check to see if you pay attention or not.
sure. Well, Kiari, well, I think we need to get a donation drive going here. We need to contact the Red Crescent, the Red Cross, and Oxfam because his frame rate is pretty low on his laptop, and we need to. Well, that's not right. Well, actually, it is Battle of the Laptops here. It is Windows. It is old school versus new school. It is Mac versus, well, a regular laptop here. Dan is playing on a MacBook Pro. He has great APM of about 70 and it even goes up to 120 during battles. So, but he unfortunately he won't get a system soon. So maybe we should get a donation drive going for the entire community so everyone can buy systems to perform their utmost and to give us better entertainment.
Well, yeah, better equipment definitely does factor into play. Of course, I cannot even fathom playing StarCraft 2 on a laptop properly, let alone competitively. So props to Dan and to Carrie for being able to do so and being able to perform quite well here.
Yes.
But back to the game, that pesky probe by Carrie is continuing to annoy the STV at the Terran main, and the Terran does. STV does finally get lucky and does take out that probe who was just not meant for this world, I guess.
Oh,
Uh,
it's nice to see that everyone's laughing here.
yeah, good some comedy relief here and
Mm.
there. It looks like a very standard opening from both players. Dan choosing to wall off as we usually do see him prefer to do so. But look at this, winners. He is going for a factory now. So could we possibly see a 1-1-1 build?
Well, the 111, well, it is just like fashion, it never finishes. People kind of make certain changes to it. You can mess around. You can get, one barracks later. You can do the swooperoo with the add-ons. It is basically like the universe. Well, it is infinite, but at one point it will collapse. Never mind. But the 111 has been figured out by Protosses, and it can be stopped. But you need to be a good enough player to do so. So let's see.
Yeah, you need to see it coming early.
Correct.
That's essentially the most important part of defending this kind of attack. Yeah, it looks like a starport is coming down and a tech lab being built on that factory. So, if we see a second tech lab, then it's almost guaranteed to be 1-1-1. In the meantime, it's just, I guess, educated speculation. And we see. What is it, winners?
Sorry, I was just saying
Why are you in shock?
speculated. What was the word term you used?
I I guess I was trying. I'm not sure what I said, but I guess I was trying to say an educated guess or
Guess,
speculation
yeah.
or something like
There
that.
we
Okay.
go.
All right. I'm not really sure what I said, but looks like yeah, we do see the second tech lab, so it's almost certainly a 1-1-1 build. Banshee's coming out, and most likely we will see. So it's 3 tech labs actually.
Well, I think he's gonna build, I think, another. Well, never mind, that wouldn't make sense.
No, it doesn't. He is building a Banshee, and if we most likely we'll see tanks coming out from that factory.
But
But
I'm a bit confused. I thought he was gonna get a reactor and get another barracks.
yeah, ideally it should be a single reactor on the
Correct.
racks,
Uh-huh.
and a tech lab on the starport and the factory, which is
Well, he
not
has
really
everything
happening.
there, but okay, whoa, okay, cloak. So he's definitely changing it up there. The standard 111 does not come with cloak, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah,
Okay,
and
the timing is going to be delayed.
Gary is going for an expansion. He went for a 3-gate expo. So, but then again, is going for an expo himself. So, a change of plans, I guess.
Okay, let's see. Well, the Robo, this is actually quite good. This is actually clutch timing. The Banshee will get there as the robotics spray will finish, so an observer will come out. So no waiting time in case an Immortal was produced first.
A very, very strange build from Dan. Felt like an all-in 1-1-1, but then he built the expo and kind of messed around with the add-ons for a bit. Okay, we see our first siege tanks on the way now. So, is it a delayed 1-1-1? I mean, I'm not quite sure.
Is it a 2-base 111?
Could be as well.
The
He's
cloak
catching me a
has
little bit off
finished.
guard.
And now oh no, but the observer is out already. He wanted to go for the sentries. I like that. Sentries are expensive, and the Banshee, well, it took down 9 workers, and well, 9 workers
That's
is
way more than he should have, considering that he did have a robo facility and observer out. But good job by Dan, and I think he will most certainly follow this up with a two-base 1-1-1.
Or maybe it was just maybe it was a different build order because
You know
the
what, winners?
mm,
Let's try and restart our chain of thought here, as Dan has definitely thrown a wrench in what we thought was a 1-1-1 build.
correct.
He is now building a second Rex, so it might be just some kind of delayed timing where with tanks, banshees, and a few marines.
Yeah, so both players are out microing the observer, which is me here in this case. And well, Dan has to be careful here as he needs to retain these banshees for a greater purpose. I feel sorry for Chiari because he's a great player and unfortunately he is lagging. I hope he's gonna get that sorted out, and I hope everyone in stream is enjoying it. Actually, we have 18 handsome nerds and or nerdettes watching us, listening to our voices, calling out from the Middle East to give us more credit, to give us more support, as we watch Lebanon versus Algeria here.
That's right, and yeah, looking at the Terran main now, definitely some switch arounds have occurred. Looks like he is building a reactor on the starport, so going back to Medivacs, building a third Rex, and I don't know. I guess he just had a change of plan sometime during the game. That's the only possible explanation I can think of. Looks like this game will go for a little bit longer, as both players are now on two bases. Supply lead is in favor of Dan by about 10. His
Look
unit
at this here,
composition
he's going
will
for
be
the
the same,
robotics bay.
and the robotics bay will be saved, I think. Where's the observer? Okay, the observer finally makes its way there, and stalkers will be able to finally target those banshees.
Oof.
Those banshees, man, they do a lot of damage to ground to these ground units. I mean, I'm actually surprised we don't see more banshee-esque builds in other matchups.
Yeah, that is absolutely correct. And now going back, he's going to get the Banshees repaired, and that is so wonderful because Cloak Banshees, they do cost a lot. I mean, the Banshee itself is quite hefty in price, and with Cloak as well. So Dan is up about, well, 30 supply here. I think Kiari's lag issues are impacting his macro capabilities.
Yeah, I mean, look at his natural. He does have now about 3-4 idle probes. So I'm very unfortunate to see that. And I think this push by Dan is going to be too much for Carry to handle. He just does not have enough units. His Colossi isn't up yet, and
well, the force fields are as good as mine when I play Protoss. Carry, unfortunately, he is, well, Protoss is his main, but I think this can be attributed to the lag issues that he's having. But nice force fields there, picking off a few units, but I just don't think that it is enough. The tanks should be leapfrog. They're a bit behind there. They should be sieging that natural and getting rid of it. More reinforcements dribbling in through the middle, but they're kind of taking a restroom break there near the Zelnager watchtower. And oh, look at Dan. He's even putting up a bunker there. That is the ultimate troll. The Colossus is out here. That is great support. And let's see how this
Alright, so this is Carrier's last chance to try and push back this attack. Colossi should be microed a little bit better. Try to be pushed back. If he loses that Colossi, this is almost certainly over. He loses all Stalkers. Zealots being warped him, but I do not think they can really alter the outcome of this match. Dan way too much into the lead with about double the supply of carry. Siege tanks outside is natural. Marines, a bunker. And winners, I think this match is over.
I should get that GG button. You know which one I mean? Oh, Dan! Oh my god. Oh, he's even building a command center.
BM, man. Big time BM.
Yeah, this is... Well, not... Yeah, but he's just telling him to get out. So let's see. More bunkers are being... But Thermal Lance has finished here, I believe, and...
Right, and he does have two Colossi, but those Banshees, man, doing crazy damage to those Colossi, and one more volley, and they will be able to take out that Colossi. Going after the probes now. 53 supply to 115. And looks like Dan is going to be our second finalist of the evening. Even the Manor Mule being dropped down in the Protoss main.
There's the GG.
There's the GG. Okay. So do we have a name for that build? A two base delayed
Well, we call
three
it the
racks one
Lebanese
one
Banshee all in.
Banshee switched into reactored starport build.
I have no idea, but it worked for him, and he won the match, and he'll take it. So yes, my name is Winners. With me is Twidno. Again, we're casting the SC2 MENA Cup. It is the 14th edition, and we have just determined our second finalist. Two Lebanese have made it into the semifinals. I think Prodigy is still playing Van Mezian here, and Ralphie and Wolfman, not to be confused with Wolf at the GSL.
That's right.
Uh,
That one is a caster. This one is a player, of course. Um, so I'm gonna take a quick look at the brackets. Um,
So now we just gotta wait here for a few minutes, I believe. Ralphie and Wolfman, well, these guys, I would love to cast one of their matches because it seems like each match is about 45 minutes long
oh wow, okay.
whenever they play. Wolfman, he is BTK Van Mezian's nephew. He's 12 years old and he has a nifty one base all in. I don't know too much about Ralphie though. I don't know.
We did cast one of his games. I
Mhm.
guess a couple of weeks back. He's okay. One of these
He's
up
a
and coming
diamond,
players.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, he's okay. I mean, he chose some good games. A little rough on the edges, but
And Plat for
overall he's
Wolf.
okay.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, we're just waiting on these two matches before we can really move on. Winners, with your permission, can we take a short break?
Yes, so yes, the casters here are going to take a small break and maybe get some community feedback. How do you like the new logo? How do you like the new setup here? How do you like the new screen? Let us know, please. So, Winners is me, Twidno's the other guy. We're the casting duo here in the UAE and the Middle East, North Africa. We shall be taking a 5-minute break. We're getting something to drink and then back in a few minutes.
Will do. See you in a while, winners, and
See you
see
in a
you
bit.
everyone else.
Yep, stay tuned, guys. Hey, 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 ladies and gentlemen. My name is Winners, and I am back here, and I'm just seeing the stream chat here as we see some friendly chatter here between Chalk. Well, I think he meant to say choke on something. I can't say that in Dubai. Well, and the big shout out to Uberzone here. He's Lebanese, but he lives in Dubai. My name is Winners, and I also live in Dubai. And Z Voltage, welcome back, Z Voltage. It's been a while. Yes, hello to Bulletproof as well. Well, I guess again it's gonna be a Lebanese final, boring. But there's still Van Mezian. He's a strong Saudi player, and of course there's Prodigy. He is Iranian, but he lives in the UAE as well. And Mr. Twidno is back.
That's right, winners. I'm back. Any updates on what is happening?
No, but we do have a farmer here in chat.
Okay.
Ah,
And
farmer.
what's a farmer doing in the StarCraft 2 chat?
Well, I guess he's he's farming minerals.
Oh, good one.
Ah, dude, I've been watching The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, man. Season
Oh,
one. Oh dear.
that explains the clever one-liners, I suppose.
Yeah, I'm talking about like the brothers do back in the 80s today, but you know, it's all good. Yeah, Winners, you got me on Facebook. I added you around a week ago. Oh dear. No disrespect, Uberzone. There are a lot of people who add me on Facebook. But yes, thanks for being here. And well, yes, Ralphie did beat Wolfman, so good on him. Uh,
All right, so he is the second semifinalist who will be facing off against Bulletproof for a
oh,
spot in the grand finals.
yeah.
So, winners, are you going to
Whoa.
be picking up a Vita this week?
Well, as some of you guys know, I'm actually going to Italy on Thursday, so maybe I'll be able to get in a medevac, do pick it up, and then
Oh,
have a
jeez.
drudge, get a clutch drop back at the airport, and then fly with it to Italy. Though I think I'm gonna just wait until
Oh,
I'm
you can take
back.
your Vita with you to Italy.
Yeah, I know that, but I don't know if I'll be getting one on the 22nd. You know how things are the day before you
Oh,
travel.
be perfect timing.
Oh, okay, Taco is gonna get. Well, we're gonna deliver him to Taco Bell in a second because his comment is not appropriate. But what did you drink? What did you drink during the break?
I'm having a Diet Coke.
Well, I fixed myself a quick Nesquik.
Oh,
Never
jeez, man.
mind.
Winners, spare us, man. Please spare us.
Sorry. Yeah. Thank you, Z Voltage. He is keeping the myth alive here of me being in silver, but actually being a grandmaster. And yeah, I gotta stop the one-liners here. Are you all ready? Uh,
So are we gonna stick to this game, or are we gonna go for the Mezian Prodigy game?
um, we're gonna do this one, man.
All right.
And apparently, Prodigy was winning.
Yes, Prodigy is leading the series 1-0. They are going to a game number 2. But in the meantime, our entire focus is on this ZVP. It is Ralphie the Protoss versus Bulletproof. the
Zerg.
Zerg, and we are back on Shikaros Plateau. So, on the top right corner, it is the pink Protoss Ralphie, and on the bottom left corner, the winner of quite a few MENA Cups, it is the green Zerg Bulletproof from Lebanon.
That is right. Like the like the cedar tree of his country, he's playing in green. And Ralphie, well, he has the nice kind of pinkish, the girly color, but still very masculine in a way.
If you say so, winners, looks like we have a very early scout heading out for, and looks like Ralphie is going to go for a Forge Fast Expand. No shocker there. This build is almost universally accepted by all Protoss players in this matchup. In the meantime, we remain to see if Bulletproof will go for a very brave hatch first, or he'll go for the standard pull first, or gas into pull, which we almost certainly do see in every single matchup, every single ZVP matchup. And winners, just some downtime here. Anything else you'd like to say before we get on with this game?
Yeah, there's a 100% chance that there will be no cast next week because, like I said, I'm going to be in Italy, but the MENA Cup will take place, and once I am back in town, in the best country on earth, we
How long will
will.
you be gone for?
3 days. I'm leaving Thursday, and I'll be back on Sunday.
All right. So
I'll be just
can
trolling
we
the
expect
weekend.
some nice updates on your Facebook page? Maybe some nice pictures
Actually,
of Milan.
actually, I think I'm gonna disconnect for a couple of days. There
I mean,
comes a
when you
time
get
of.
back, I don't
Oh yeah.
expect
Oh,
updates when
okay.
you're there.
Okay, you don't want like a live Twitter feed and such. Okay.
Nah, man, screw that. Enjoy your vacation.
Okay. Otherwise, well, something that you and I have discussed, due to the fact that StarCraft 2 is kind of on crutches in the Middle East and it's just hanging in the balance that there's not a lot of support, we are looking at different possibilities as we see a. What would you consider that a natural steal by Bulletproof?
I'd consider that a very strange move. Actually, we have seen this happen
Leonark?
quite a bit. Yes, we have seen him do it, and even building a queen, spreading creep, and spine crawlers and everything. But with the cannon there, I do not think this is going to happen. Bulletproof um, just wants to delay the inevitable Nexus coming down from Ralphie, and I think it's a good move. I mean, look how long he's delaying the Nexus for.
A considerable amount of time. He is actually going to get his hatch up before he got rid of that pesky pylon. And I'd actually like to clarify something. Someone with a very vulgar name has asked, where is Winners from? Well, actually, I was born and raised in Germany. I grew up in Switzerland, but Dubai is home, and I'm not from the United States of Ayer, like Ahmed GG is saying. But never mind, back to the game here. The hatch is going to be cancelled at the last second. There we go. 3 Zerglings managed to squeeze by, and while Bulletproof has definitely done the economic damage he has intended, and he's actually going for a third himself, so he is going all out. He is showing us why he deserves to be champion and why he's won a couple of MENA Cups in the past.
This is infinitely annoying for the Protoss, and surprisingly, though, we still don't have a cyber core up for Ralphie. I'm actually very surprised about this.
Yeah, and now though we have 2 Zealots making their way across, and 2 Zealots can put on a lot of hurt. There's no Queen, there are no Zerglings. Roach Warren is in production, but
Only
Bulletproof.
drones to be killed here, and first drone goes down. Will he get a second? No, going for the Nexus, going for the hatchery now. Of course, I do not think that Rafi has any idea that a third is going down for Bulletproof, but he is sending two more zealots, so he does want to keep the pressure up as his Nexus is about 70% complete. He is finally building that cyber core, of course, which is very necessary, as without it you cannot research the infinitely important warp gate ability. And Whereas this Zealot is actually doing a lot of damage. He might take down the Queen. He just misses it.
And he should split
Um,
the zealots up here. Oh, but he's engaging the Zerglings. He's gonna take out the Zerglings, but he could actually get the Queen here.
so Queen being microed back by Bulletproof. Moving it back just a bit, playing with fire, but that Zealot will not accomplish much. He does like killing off, I think, maybe one or two Zerglings. So not a terrible trade by any means, but Bulletproof now has 3 bases up and is up in supply, and I'm really interested to see what the worker count is like. Well, Ralphie is still actually in the lead with 26 workers compared to only 21 drones for his opponent Bulletproof.
But
Warp Gate is being chrono boosted as it should be. It is already late, and we see a Twilight Council coming down for Ralphie. So maybe some DTs.
well, maybe so. He doesn't know about the third. I don't think that Ralphie's gonna go for DTs, personally speaking. I think he's gonna go maybe for some charge. But we have a layer here for Bulletproof. He already has 2 evolution chambers he's researching. Both Carapace and melee attack level 1. So he is definitely out there, and he has a lot of unused larva. He was forced to cancel the roach one as well. So he has 9 Zerlings out on the field. That's pretty much all, and he's getting 10 drones at a time here.
Oh wow!
He
So
has
yes, Winners, you would say?
Yeah, he's revealed the layer here to Ralphie by moving in the overseer. Something I don't like to do it. I don't like it that people do that so quickly. But okay, never mind. It's not a fast layer, but I don't think that Ralphie expected a layer the way the match has started. Let's take it from there. Preemptive spore crawlers going up, so DTs might be in the way, and DTs are actually what it is going to be here. Very unexpected. I didn't expect, well, too many expects in that one, but I didn't see DTs coming here for Ralphie. But unfortunately, they're going to be shut down. He should cancel
Right.
because.
Twidno was right. I did call the
Hmm.
DT. I actually felt it when Rafi was trying to move his probe to that pylon on the right side of his base to build a DT, but then noticed the overseer was heading that direction, so he actually stopped it for a second. But yeah, Bulletproof definitely smells something fishy going on, and has built spore crawlers to defend this. And I think Ralphie's heavy DT investment will actually not pay off at all.
Yeah. Bulletproof could do a bit better on his creep spread. This is no ZVZ, this is a ZVP. Zergs use their dynamic speed advantage. You can go for quick little run-bys, and of course you can see your enemy coming a mile away with with creep. So speed is going to finish at the 12-minute mark, a bit delayed, but that was to be expected. He got 3 bases early on. Well, 1 base you start off with and 2 extra. But
And look at this, winners. The Dark Templars, 4 of them are out on the field. Um, I do assume that Bulletproof does know it's coming, as he did have a changeling, which is still there actually at the Boros Natural, who did see everything coming. Um, yeah, those DTs are gonna die in vain. He does attempt to split them up, but 3 of them uh, actually make their way all the way to the main where there's absolutely no detection. So Rafi might actually be able to get a few kills here if he micros his DTs properly.
oh,
Unfortunately,
drone
he's going for the
surround.
queens, and no, Bulletproof is actually using drones to surround, and you will lose quite a bit before finally taking out those DTs. So it's I'm actually quite surprised that Bulletproof handled it this way. DTs really shouldn't have done any damage at all, as he did know they were coming and he was prepared. Unfortunately, he let them in all the way to the main where there was no detection, and lost a few drones as a result.
Twidno, can you just check if you have any download or so going, because you're kind of breaking up from time to time over Skype. Your voice is very mailbox-like.
Mailbox like, okay, I'll see what I can do about that. Nope, no downloads going on in the background.
Okay,
Might just be a little hiccup with Skype.
maybe. So yeah, Bulletproof, he's up 30 supply. He did lose quite a few drones there, but nothing that he can't handle. And I'm expecting a fourth from him very soon. He's switched into mutas, the Spire has gone up, and he's gonna do some harassing as Ralphie is now moving out with his force.
That's right. Ralphie with only a one upgrade at the moment, one level attack. He is heading straight to that third. So, uh, question is, does Bulletproof see it coming? But Mutas now make their way towards Ralphie's potential third. But a good weapon here of Stalkers does push the Mutas back. Unfortunately, he moved his entire army back as well to defend this. I would have loved him to maybe try and defend it with the Warpin at the third and continue with his attack toward Bulletproof's third, who has very surprisingly not taken a fourth yet.
Yeah, so Stalker is gonna come here to the third. Spine crawlers are definitely gonna do a bit of damage and decent, half decent
Actually, they
force
are good.
fields.
They were
Yeah.
actually okay force fields. They were able to block off the Zergling, which is always a good thing.
Oh, but now the
Um,
blink right under the mutas, I don't think that was the
no,
one.
definitely a terrible idea. He doesn't have enough stalkers
There.
to really do anything. So he really shouldn't have done that. He should have tried to maybe,
You should have
if
microed
anything, blink.
forward. Yeah,
Should have, if anything, tried to blink towards the mineral line and maybe
correct.
kill off a few drones before losing this entire force. And now he's about half the supply, winners.
Half the supply, 19 mutas out on the field. Where are they chilling? Okay, they're here. I found them. Let's follow them around, and I'm sure they're gonna do a fine job at harassing the main base of our friend Ralphie here. Unfortunately, I do not know where he's from. If anyone does, please let me know. So yeah, we're waiting on the mutas to do their harassment.
Right, they're gonna very quickly take out the solar cannon, and now they have free reign over this mineral line. I think he should slowly go for probes, as he is killing off quite a bit of probes. Good warp in here, but I do not think he has enough stalkers. Well, maybe enough to drive back the mutas for a bit. Um, Ralphie now, he did build a warp prism, so it looks like he is going for some, sneak kind of attack. I think a warp prism. Warpin at that Bulletproof's fourth might actually be a great idea, as the mutas did move back, and winners they actually moved back before the Warp Prism headed out, and he might actually be able to snipe off the space.
Yeah, so we have Dark Templars here and Zealots in the mix. No detection here, very sloppy, but a good reaction. But the hatch is absolutely gonna go down.
If he targets fires the hatchery and only the hatchery, I do not see Bulletproof having any chance of it being saved. He should have disregard any Zerglings and go for the hatchery, and yes, he does. Very wise decision. And now they're on even footing, winners, and this is exactly what the Protoss needs if he wants to get back into this game.
Well, but the mutas are out for more blood here at the third. Stalkers are there, but a bit out of position. A lot of drones going.
Very late reaction as well.
Yeah.
He lost all his probes, almost all his probes in that attack, and Bulletproof bites back, man, with the great Muta harass, and just when we thought Ralphie might have had a chance to come back into the game, Bulletproof kind of took back that advantage. Colossus now coming into the field. The first Colossus is on its way, and I do not think that's a great choice, considering he knows his opponent is going for has gone for Mutas.
Yeah, Archons would be better.
Almost instantly better, I think.
Correct. But what I like here, look at Bulletproof. He has one nice overseer at the back. Maybe we could see a Nidus Worm. That would do wonders at the back here.
Yeah, it would definitely catch Ralphie off guard. But looks like he is gonna head and is going for Hive Tech. I'm almost certainly sure that we will see that Spire morph into a greater Spire once that Hive is done. We do have a clump of mutas. How many is that?
It's too many. 28.
Oh, wow, 28 mutas. And you need a lot of stalkers, which Ralphie actually does have. So, mutas will be able to do some damage, kill off a few pylons, which end up supply blocking Ralphie. But Ralphie really needs to do better with his stalkers. And a nice Blinken does pick off quite a bit of mutas. So,
Yeah, 3
Bulletproof needs
mutas.
to be a little more careful. He